Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment, and it's time for a brand new series on Sports Fan Entertainment, the SFE Team Profiles. Now, this is very similar to a previous series on this channel that was called the 32 Teams in 32 Days series. It's basically like that, a couple of changes here and there. First of all, I'm live for each and every single one of these, and some new segments, some segments have been taken out, and it's not in 32 days, because my life right now, I can't do 32 teams, 32 days, it ain't gonna happen. But what I can do is, from today, March 31st, to well into training camp in the preseason, I could do 32 teams in like 90 days. I can do that. So let's do that. And today we're going to start with the Buffalo Bills. Okay, so the order of this series is going to be AFC East, NFC East, AFC North, NFC North, NFC North, excuse me, then South, South, West, West, and then in each division, alphabetical order. So the Buffalo Bills are first, followed by the Miami Dolphins. So with that said, let's talk about the Buffalo Bills in 2020. And this is a team that I like in 2020. I was not tricking you with the thumbnail. Now, I'm not saying 12 before just yet. We're going to get to the record prediction. It's May 31st. It's early for that, but who cares? We like to have fun on this channel. But we have to start by just quickly talking about what happened last season during the 2019 season with the Buffalo Bills. And it was certainly a successful season for the Buffalo Bills as they finished 10-6. They went to the wild card game. They went to Houston. They had a 16-0 lead, and they blew it. Now, Deshaun Watson, he has a lot to do with that, and he is a magnificent quarterback in this league. But without a doubt, that is a game that the Buffalo Bills feel that they should have won. But it's all right because they had a decent offseason. We look back at those 2019 statistics. Josh Allen, 59% completion percentage, 3,089 passing yards, 20 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 85.3 passer rating. Now, this is going to be the Josh Allen show, excuse me. We're going to talk a lot about Josh Allen because he is a lot to do with this Buffalo Bills team and its potential. Last year, he was fine, at times even pretty good, but he's just so erratic. And you guys know me, I don't like erratic play. I don't like erratic quarterbacks. I want consistency. You get a lot of up, you get a lot of down with Josh Allen. It's frustrating. But how about Devin Singletary, man? The rookie last year, 151 rushes, 775 yards, and this was splitting carries with Frank Gore. So he had a very fine year. In only 12 games, he should definitely get more of the share this upcoming year, but doesn't sound like Sean McDermott is going to give him that. I'm shocked by this. We're going to discuss that more in a moment. John Brown and Cole Beasley did very well, considering the fact that they had to deal with Josh Allen's inconsistent play and accuracy. Look at John Brown, over 1,000 yards last season. So with that said, we begin to look at next season. So 2020, but first, the offseason. What happened in the offseason? Well, we had some departures, we had some arrivals. So we start with defensive lineman Jordan Phillips. Okay, so Jordan Phillips, you guys got him from the Miami Dolphins. He was certainly a disappointment for the Miami Dolphins. Last year, now Pro Football Focus will tell you that Jordan Phillips wasn't very good. And look, if you turn on the tape, he certainly misses plays. He certainly lets running backs go past him. He certainly has his plays that he takes off. But the guy produced 9.5 sacks last season. And that was valuable production for the Buffalo Bills last season. And it's gone. Okay, it will be missed in the middle of the defense. Now, they added some pieces. I'm going to get to those pieces in a moment. But I'm not sure if they're going to get those 9.5 sacks. Now, Jordan Phillips, would he have produced that again? Probably not. I mean, it's a shock he even produced it last year, but it's true. Shaq Lawson. Now, we were disappointed in Shaq Lawson in his NFL career. I mean, this is a guy we expected coming out of Clemson. And look, he was at one point considered a top 10 pick. He fell, all the way down to the Buffalo Bills. We thought it was a steal at the time, and then we said, oh, wait a minute. Okay, maybe these teams knew what they were talking about when it came to Shaq Lawson. But, man, he started to kind of improve late last season, and then he got let go. I think he got 6.5 sacks last season. That will be missed as well. Now, they got a draft pick. We're going to talk about it in a moment. Whether or not he can do something, we'll see. But Shaq Lawson, definitely a big loss, or at least a decent loss for this team. And then Frank Gore, I don't care. Okay, he's old. He's decaying at this point. I can't believe he's still in this league, but he's going to the division rival New York Jets. arrivals. How about Stephon Diggs, who they traded a first-round pick for? Worth it to me. Okay, I know that the Cardinals got DeAndre Hopkins for less, but still, Diggs was worth a first-round pick. That's what they gave it to get him. Now, as long as he can keep his mouth shut from time to time, his ego to the side, give him enough reps and catches, he should be fine. It shouldn't be much of a problem. Stephon Diggs, definitely an addition. Mario Addison, look, you're going to get 9 sacks from this guy. He's got 9 sacks through the last 4 years. Not getting too old yet, only 32 years old. He's been a consistent pass rusher for the Carolina Panthers. AJ Klein, not a big fan, but he's going to go in there. He's going to help out Edmonds and Matt Milano a little bit. So I don't love the addition. He's definitely had his inconsistency for the Saints, but it's fine. Josh Norman, what is this guy going to do for the Bills? We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Vernon Butler, Darrell Williams, 2 former Carolina Panthers. Oh, and also Josh Norman, by the way. So Sean McDermott continuing to add in more and more former Carolina Panthers. Very interesting. But although those are 2 players that have been definitely erratic, but maybe he can get more out of them. Quentin Jefferson. Now, this is an underrated addition. Former Seattle Seahawks. This guy played very well last year. I love his addition to this defense. Then we look at the draft, okay? Defensive end AJ Epinesa. So people thought this was a steal, and at the time I told you guys I had not watched a tape on AJ Epinesa yet. So I said, okay, fine, I agree, it's a steal, sure. But after looking at his tape, okay, here's his deal, and I have some tape displaying now in GIF form. So he's brilliant with his arms, okay? This guy's coming with 34.5-inch arms. That is 85th percentile. Okay, those are some long arms, sitting at 6'6", 275 pounds roughly, maybe sometimes going up to 280. He's able to use those arms to his advantage. He's able to get around these left tackles, and he was consistently on the edge. He produced a decent amount of Iowa. He had, I think, 10.5 sacks one year, 12.5 another. It was decent production, but you look at his combine, it was so disappointing. You look at his 40-yard dash, and I know it's not a big deal, he's offensive lineman, but it was 7th percentile. You look at his bench press, it was 6th percentile. So he's not coming with agility. He's not coming with his strength either. And his agility score, if you look at player profile, it was 40th percentile. So he's just not a very good athlete. He got away with, look, he's a smart player. He knows how to use his arms. He knows how to use leverage. But I don't see enough of an inside rush for him to be 275 pounds and 280 and going into the NFL and hoping to just use his arm length. And I think he has to play on the edge. I don't think he can play inside. I know a lot of people do, but I don't think he can play inside. I think that right now, AJ Epinesa, it kind of looks like a bust waiting to happen to me. I'm just not that impressed with AJ Epinesa. And you guys can look at the tape a little bit more. Look how he uses his arm. Look how he's able to get around the left tackle. And let me move real quick, just momentarily give me a quick break because I have to get my charger before my laptop dies. I'll be back in one moment. Okay, so I had to actually switch mics because I couldn't find my little adapter for it, but it's all right. So I'm switching mics and we're good to go now. But yes, you can see AJ Epinesa, he's able to use his arm length consistently, and that's something that I do like. But man, just with his lack of strength and him already being a tweener in the NFL, I don't know about that. But you look at the running back, Zach Moss, who they took in the 3rd round. Now, this is a guy that I'm looking out for. I loved his vision on tape. Now, he was pretty much an average athlete at the combine. He's only sitting at 5'9", 223 pounds. His hands are actually pretty good, not great. So I don't know what he's going to add, but I think they're going to give him some reps. I think he's going to be able to get in there and compete a little bit with Devin Singletary. So I'm looking out for Zach Moss as well. So with that said, we move on from the offseason. We look ahead to next season. So we look at this team. Okay, what is going on with the Buffalo Bills? What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? What's going on? So let's start with their safeties. Okay, their safeties are fantastic. Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, they continue to hold it down. One of the best safety duos, if not the best, honestly, in the NFL. They continue to hold it down back there. Defensive line, I still think it's a strength. I know they lost Jordan Phillips. I know they lost Shaq Lawson, but Trent Murphy, Jerry Hughes, they continue to hold it down. In the middle, adding Quentin Jefferson was huge. Starlo Talele, he's fallen off at this point, but Vernon Butler, I still think he has potential, and I think that, Sean McDermott's going to be able to get it out of him. And I put the wide receivers as well, and look, they have a number one in Stephon Diggs. I know some people say he's not a true number one, that Adam Thielen was better than him. I thought they had two number one wide receivers in Minnesota. Now, to be a number one wide receiver, you don't have to be a top 10 wide receiver. Is this a top 10 wide receiver? A lot of people say no. That's fine. I would probably agree with you, but he's top 20, and that's a number one wide receiver. John Brown over 1,000 yards last year. That's a number two receiver. Cole Beasley's a number three wide receiver. Boom, 1, 2, 3. Who's going to be number 4? I don't know. We hope more from Isaiah McKenzie. We didn't see it last season. Robert Foster, I don't know what happened to him. He fell off the damn map. And then Gabriel Davis, who they selected in the 4th or 5th round. I don't know what to expect from him. But one of them should be a decent 4th option. So I like the wide receivers in Buffalo. You look at the weaknesses, though, for this Buffalo Bills team, the tight end position, man. Dawson Knox. I mean, this is one of the most mediocre tight ends in the NFL right now. They have Lee Smith behind him, who's nothing more than a habitual blocking tight end in this league. You can't expect much of anything out of him. And Dawson Knox had some decent plays last year for sure, but this is one of the worst tight end positions in the league. It's absolutely a weakness. Offensive line, I don't like the offensive line in Buffalo. Best one's Dion Dawkins, and he's not one of the best. He's actually decent. No, he's actually pretty good. But he's not one of the best left tackles in the league. Quinn Spain is certainly a mediocre guard at best. Mitch Morse is a mediocre center. So just a bunch of mediocrity on the offensive line. And Cody Ford continues to struggle. So, and he has a lot of potential left in him, but he continues to struggle. So offensive line, definitely a weakness. The X factor has got to be the quarterback position, man. Quarterback position in Josh Allen. What is this guy going to do next season? Okay, that's the question. That's what we need to know. Okay, now, last season, again, he was able to lead them to 10 wins, which I loved. You saw some inconsistency. You saw him running around. He's going to stay healthy. I don't know. That's a big concern for me. But look, if this guy could take the step that Lamar Jackson took, it's over with. He could be an MVP candidate. If he struggles and he looks like a lot like a Jake Locker to me at times. If he continues that, he's going to struggle, and the Bills are not going to make the step forward that a lot of people think that they will. And then the running back position, Devin Singletary. Now, right now, a lot of us agree he's good. Is he great? Is he going to solidify himself as a top 10 running back? And there's a lot of good running backs in this league right now. I mean, even beyond we're talking about, the Saquon, the Ezekiel Elliott's, the Derrick Henrys, the Christian McCaffreys, there's a whole nother level of the Nick Chubbs, of the Chris Carsons, of these guys as well. Marlon Mack. I mean, there's so many good running backs. Where does Devin Singletary fit in? He's even better than an average running back in this league right now. There's so many running backs performing well. And then cornerback. I love Tre'Davious White. He's fantastic to me. He might be the best player on this entire football team. I'm such a Tre'Davious White fan. But you look at Josh Norman. He's coming in. Can he help out? What is he going to do? Levi Wallace, I like him as the number 2 cornerback. Who's going to step up to be the number 3? EJ Gaines was injured last year, and he's been inconsistent in his career. What's going to happen at this cornerback position? If they can get more out of Josh Norman, if they can save his career, and I think he wants to save his career, this could be a great quarterback position for the Buffalo Bills, combined with their safeties, combined with their pass rush. The Bills defense could be one of the best next year, if not the best. So there you go. That's the team analysis, and we move on to the next category, and that is statistical projections. Let's start with that boy right there, quarterback Josh Allen. Now, Josh Allen, 62% completion percentage, 3,600 passing yards, 25 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. Now, honestly, I wanted to give him more interceptions than this. I consider 13 or 14. But then I, really looked at the tape last year, and I was like, okay, look, I don't think they're going to do much different than they did last year. I think they're going to roll out pretty much the same system. They keep the same stuff they've been doing offensively, limiting the amount of mistakes Josh Allen can make, making him make easy throws, simple throws, running the football, trusting their defense to keep the score low, and then having to make the occasional play. Running Josh Allen. I said he's going to break 500 rush yards, if not 600 or 700, if he stays healthy. I think that's the move here for Josh Allen. I think there will be more interceptions, though, because Stephon Diggs is going to demand the football, and Josh Allen is going to force the football to him one too many times, and interceptions will come for that. But a 90 passer rating, and it's going to be an improved passer rating for Josh Allen, and it's going to have Bills fans thinking good of Josh Allen. My overall long-term projection on Josh Allen, I don't think he'll make it, and I don't think he's bad. Again, I don't think he's bad. But look, Mariota had very good years in Tennessee, and he fell out. Jameis had a good year and a half for Tampa Bay. He fell out. I think Josh Allen's the guy that he's gonna start for 4 or 5 years, and then you're gonna say, okay, I'm tired of this guy. But hey, maybe he'll prove me wrong. We'll see. Devin Singletary, 220 carries, 950 yards, 6 touchdowns. Why not 1,000+ yards? I think they're gonna give carries to Zach Moss. Again, I liked his vision on tape. Athleticism, NFL average, but I liked his vision on tape, and he did very well for a Utah team that needed him and performed very well this year for their standards and for college football standards. So I like Zach Moss. Wide receiver Stephon Diggs, 80 catches, 1,100 yards. Now, this could also be a disaster. I'm not drafting Stephon Diggs unless if I just think there's total value with him, because I think it could be a disaster where Josh Allen is still running around. He's still throwing to John Brown. John Brown's still going to get his. Cole Beasley's still going to get his. The good thing is there's no tight end. Dawson Knox, stop with the Dawson Knox. He had like 300-something yards last year. No Dawson Knox talk on this channel. So the wide receivers, look, you got 1, 2, 3. I think Josh Allen, look, he threw for 3,100 yards last year, roughly. It should go higher. The 3 wide receivers should be able to split it, and Devin Singletary is going to catch some passes as well. So that's what I have for Stephon Diggs. I would not draft another wide receiver on the Buffalo Bills, though. Although John Brown will get some, it will not be enough to be fantasy relevant unless if you're in like a 20-man league. Even then, I don't think I would do it. So with that said, the next category, the category you've been waiting for. What's going to happen? Well, first, let's look at their 2020 schedule. Okay, so the 2020 schedule for the Buffalo Bills, it consists of obviously being in the AFC East. And this is something that is very good for you, okay, because Tom Brady is gone from the New England Patriots, and to me, this is great news. I know some people think the Patriots are still going to compete, still going to be strong. I'm not buying into this, not me, not today, okay? I think you guys could sweep the Patriots potentially, but at the very least, you will split. And they swept you guys last year, so that's an improvement of a game right there. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys swept the Dolphins last year, and I don't see that this year. I think the Dolphins have improved. I think they're actually going to be better than a lot of people think they will, and I think they'll sneak up on you. And I think the Jets will too, but honestly, I think you'll sweep one of them. Right now, I can't tell you which one. If I had to put my money on it, I'd probably say the Patriots. Honestly, I think the Patriots might be the worst team in that division, to be honest with you. Or maybe the Dolphins, but I don't know. I'll say 4-2 the division for the Buffalo Bills. It's a safe bet, but it could be 5-1. I don't see it being 6-0. And also, remember last year, the Bills lost that Week 17 game to the Jets because they benched everyone. People forget the Bills should have been 11-5 last year if they wanted to win that last game. So then you move on to the next division, AFC West. Now, the good thing about this division is, first of all, I don't have faith in any team other than the Kansas City Chiefs. And you guys host the Chiefs. And if there's any team that can snip against the Chiefs in the AFC, when you host them, it's the Baltimore Ravens, and that's not really sticking up against. But it's also the Buffalo Bills and maybe the Denver Broncos, right? You suck them into the cold, and look, Mahomes is going to make his plays. Don't get me wrong, no matter what weather it is. And it's in October, so it won't be too cold. But I think this is a trap game. It's a Thursday night football game. I think the Bills can get that done. So I think it's 3-1 roughly against the AFC West. And then NFC West, we'll see. I think the Rams are going to be as good as a lot of people think they are. Cardinals will improve. Seahawks and 49ers will be playoff teams. We'll see how strong are playoff teams. It could be 3-1, 2-2-ish there. But we look at the actual prediction. I don't want to go game by game. We don't have to do that. Let's just get a feel for this team and just give a prediction. Now, best case scenario for me, I think it's 13-3. Again, people, they could have easily won 11-5 last year. The only reason they didn't is because they didn't want to win the last game. It wasn't a game for them to win. It was against the Jets. I think they were hosting them. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they could have been either way. They could have beat the Jets. It was 13-6. They could have beat the Jets. They benched everybody. They went 10-6, okay? This upcoming year, no Brady in the division. They got swept by the Patriots last year. Now, no Brady in the division. They're going to be the Patriots at least once. Last year, I'm pretty sure they faced the NFC East, which was a great division for them. They still lost to the Eagles, by the way. So I think they went 3-1 against that division.
I just get the feel for this team. I think best case scenario is 13-3. If Josh Allen, let's say he's better than I think he's going to be. Let's say he's able to throw 30-plus touchdowns. Let's say he's able to keep the interceptions under 12. Oh my goodness, combined with this defense, wow, that's 13-3. That's near Baltimore Ravens level last year. Worst case scenario, 9-7. They have to be a winning team, man. In the AFC East, look, I know the Jets are going to improve. I know the Dolphins are going to improve, but they're still not going to be 10-plus win teams. Max 9 to me. Maybe some people will have 10 and plus. That's crazy. This is an easy division. They're now the class of the division. My prediction is 11-5, and I wanted to say 12-4. That's why the thumbnail said 12-4, question mark, question mark, question mark, because I was considering it heavily. In fact, I still consider it right now, but I'm going to give the Ravens, you guys already know this isn't a big spoiler, I'm going to give the Ravens, 12-plus wins, the Chiefs 12-plus wins. That I wanted to have a third AFC team 12-plus wins? No. And are they better than the Ravens and the Chiefs? Not on paper. Now, if next year the Bills get lucky with injuries and those teams are, boom, you're number 2, boom, you're number 1 in the AFC potentially. That is what is at stake right now. It's going to come down to injuries, but let me tell you, I think that they're right there. I think that they're certainly now better than the Houston Texans. I'm a Tennessee Titan fan. I think on paper you guys are tied with us, but the good thing is you guys have a better division than we do, and that's to your advantage. So I'll give it up to y'all. Now, if we face on the playoffs, we'll see what happens. But the Buffalo Bills right now, being the AFC East, being in this division, I think, man, it's all for them. I think it could easily be 12-4. My prediction is 11-5. I'm going to save some wins for some other teams. That is my prediction. So there you go. That is the SFE team profile for the Buffalo Bills in 2020. What are your predictions for the Bills in 2020? Comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, this has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. See you all later.